Awesome. So we're gonna get started. Please give us your undivided attention for like 10 minutes. After this presentation, we'll get through the application itself. Yeah, let's get to it. Awesome. We can go to the next slide. All right, perfect. So perks of dual enrollment. So all of you guys are qualified under our CCAP agreement, which just stands for College and Career Access Pathway, which allows you as a student at Foothill College to take up to 15 quarter units. Typically, students can take up to 11 quarter units, but because you guys are under this agreement with us, you guys can take up to 15 quarter units each quarter. We're in the quarter system at Foothill College, so that means fall. We have fall, winter, spring, and summer. Typically, our fall, winter, spring is 12 weeks long, and our summer is 6 weeks long, which is a little bit more faster paced. But for you guys, we have extended this class until the end of our early December. Which is pretty exciting because we only do this for you guys here at within this class. But yeah, next slide. And then some perks as a dual enrollment student. So the moment that you guys receive a student ID number at Foothill, you guys can actually take advantage of all of our resources and services at Foothill. This includes both in-person and online. And that could be from counseling, transfer, food pantry, basic wellness needs, as well as tutoring services. I always like to give this example. I know none of you guys, or all of you guys are probably maybe in a math class. You guys can take advantage of the tutoring service. Let's say you're struggling in math currently here. Even though it's not like a dual enrollment class you're taking, you can still use the resources, and they're completely for free for all of you guys. Okay? So take advantage of it.
Okay. So this is important info for you all. You have some student responsibilities when it comes to being a college student. So we have this thing called the CCAP agreement. And what that basically is, it's our agreement with Foothill College saying that they're going to do certain things and we're going to do certain things. One of those is that 15 unit limit max. So did anybody take a class over the summer? Anybody take a community college class over the summer? Okay, if you did, and then you were taking this class, and maybe you're also taking a business class, that might put you over the 15 unit limit. So just be careful if you're planning to take a course outside of our agreement, meaning you take what we call single enrollment, where you go and get Miss Morelli to sign that you can take a math class at night. That would add to this. So just be very careful about that. If you're not sure, it's better to ask one of us, and we can help you with that.
As well, I think from the list that I was given, I think I recognize some names. So some of you guys might already actually be taking, like, I don't know, business or more multivariable. If you are, keep track on your limits.
Keep track of your units, because we do not want you to go over 15. If you do, you could end up with a bill, and then they are gonna like charge you not only for the class you went over in, but for all of your classes. And it did happen to a student last year. It wasn't fun. It took us a while to work all that out, so we don't want that to happen again. And then there's the thing about the W's. So you will get a W if you drop at this time. So make sure that if you decide to take a course that, number one, you're not going to go over, and number two, that you actually, yes, now we're getting something back here, really do want to be dual enrolled. Okay, if you're struggling or you feel overwhelmed, or let's say you get into like, mid-September and you're playing a sport and your AP class was way harder than you thought and you've just taken on too much and you're not doing well in this class, it's really important that you let Mr. Chang know and that you let Ms. Perez know so that we can drop you and you'll have a W on your transcript, but that's way better than having what? D or an F, right? We don't want you to have D or an F because it's not just your high school transcript. This is going to be on your college transcript. So that is not how we want you to start your college off. Most dual enrollment courses do transfer UCCSU, but in some cases, if you're planning to go to a private school, like maybe all of you are planning to go to Stanford or Harvard, they may or may not accept the dual enrollment credit. So it's always a good idea to check if you already know which college you want to go to. And then keep in mind that you do have to make a C or better in this class in order to get dual enrollment credit and the GPA boost. Okay, so what do you do if you have questions or you're not quite sure about anything that we just went over? You can contact me if it's any of the general dual enrollment kind of stuff that deals with our side of things, meaning the high school side. If you have questions about anything else, absences, grades, you're moving, that is Ms. Perez. And also, if you are planning to move, or let's say you end up in the hospital and you're not able to come to school, or you get really sick, or you get really bad COVID or something, it's really important that you or your parents or somebody in your family lets Mr. Shang know, even if they already notified the school office, so he can let us know, because we don't have access to that information. It's protected. So we won't know if you're not coming to school, and guess what? What's going to happen to your college transcript? If no one tells us that you're not coming to school, we're not going to know. We're not going to be able to drop you, and you're going to end up with a bad grade, probably enough. So it's really important if something happens to you that we know you're not coming to school, that you can't continue, so that we can take care of that and protect you from getting a bad grade on your transcript. Any questions about any of that? Okay.
All right, so very quickly, this is just the link for our academic calendar. There are some important dates and deadlines that we always recommend students to just check out. And next slide, please. And with that said, so all of you guys will fall under these specific dates. Last day to drop without a W is obviously 8/21. I accidentally mixed it up, but it's 8/21. Obviously, we're past the 8/21. So let's say for whatever reason you're like, you know what, I actually do not want to be enrolled in this class. Please let me know so I can mark it down, and then we're not trying to hunt you down to see, hey, you haven't submitted an application or parent consent form. And then last day to drop with a W, that just means that this W will show up on your transcript. When you, any seniors here? Seniors, some of you guys? Okay, something to keep in mind. So for example, like you seniors that will be applying to colleges or universities this upcoming like October, you will need to indicate, let's say, oh, I did get a W in this class. So it's really important that like you don't get too many W's. It's okay to get some W's, but once you get like, you know, past 10, they do start questioning like why you got so many. So if for whatever reason you're like, you know what, I can't do this anymore, it's okay to get a W versus getting an F. So as Ms. Woodward was mentioning. And something that I want to make sure I keep remembering is that this class, this specific class, is a summer term. So it's really important for you guys to know this, because when you're inputting this information on your transcripts or like your college apps, it's going to ask, what term did you take this class? It's actually a summer term class, okay? Okay. Very quickly, 5 more minutes. Please, please, please make sure to listen to the next following slides. This is very, very important. So today you guys are all going to be submitting the Foothill College application. Second step is submit the one-time parent consent form. And then step 3 is the I myself will actually enroll you guys into the class. You guys do not have to enroll yourself. So once you guys are done with step 1 and 2, you guys are clear to go. As I mentioned, I do recognize some names on my roster. So if you guys already submitted an application because you're in another dual enrollment class, let me know so like that we can make sure we have everything that we need from you, and so like that you don't have to be resubmitting things a second time. Okay, shortly, not yet. We're going to go into our Foothill website. You'll select foothill.edu/apply. It'll take you straight to the red button that says apply now. And then if any of you guys are new, like you've never submitted any college application, like for example, if you've never applied to Foothill, De Anza, Evergreen, Mission, any community college in the state of California, you will be creating a new account. I always say it's best to select input a personal email versus a school issue email, just because a school issue email it expires once you graduate from here. But it's really important that you have access to this email, just because it will ask you for to input a verification code. Second is if you're a returning student, so if you have taken dual enrollment classes at Foothill or any other community college, you'll just input your information. If you do not remember your information, there is a recover account option. So term applying, very, very important. We are all applying for summer 2025. You'll see 2 options. You'll see summer and fall. What term? Summer.
Don't pick the wrong one.
Please, please, please help me. I don't want to do extra work. So please, please, please select summer 2025. Education goal and college enrollment status. It's important you select the proper terminology, which is complete credits for high school diploma or GED, and then enrolling in high school or lower grade and college at the same time. This is really, really important because all of you guys are high school students, so this is completely free for all of you guys. But if you select the wrong terminology, you might be inputting, like, for example, oh, first-time college student, and that is notifying our Office of Admissions and Records that they need to send you a bill. So we want to make sure you guys are not receiving a bill. If, for whatever reason, you receive a bill, please let me know as soon as possible so we can get that cleared up for you guys, and you guys don't accidentally get dropped from the class, because if you don't pay a bill by a certain date, you actually get dropped from the class, and we do not want that for you guys. So please, please, please make sure you select the right terminology. And then the major, please select whatever your heart desires. I understand that you guys are high school students and probably don't know what you guys want to study. That's perfectly okay, but please make sure you select the right terminology.
So we'll put this screen back up once we get started, but these answers are the ones that you have to pick. And it's a drop-down menu, so it's kind of hard to find them, and you'll probably forget. So we'll have this up for you, but make sure you're paying attention right now, or you're going to get lost when you get to the application and you're not going to remember what to put. Besides summer, right? Everybody got that part?
All right, once you complete your application, raise your hand. Please, please let us know that you've completed the application, because I need to get this information from you guys. Sometimes when multiple students are applying in the same IEP address, for some reason, it flags it as fraud. And so I need to go within the system to unstuck your application and just pretty much bypass it. But I cannot bypass it without that confirmation information from you guys. So please raise your hand once you've done the application. And then most likely, next slide, you will receive an email right over here on the right-hand corner that says, welcome to Foothill College. Here's your campus-wide ID. I will request that information as well. Without that CWID, I cannot enroll you into the class. Next, parent consent form. There's actually a good chunk of you guys that do not have parent consent form in this class, so I'm probably gonna, there is, I think, one or two, maybe you guys have already submitted it. If you have submitted it already, I will let you know. But if you haven't, please, please submit this, because without the parent consent form, I legally cannot enroll you into this class. You can take the whole class all the way through December, pass it with an A++, because I know all of you guys are going to pass it with an A++, but without this parent consent form, I cannot enroll you, so you guys will not get college credit. So it's really important. Am I clear?
I believe this is your homework tonight to get this done. Mr. Chang's going to follow up with you.
Yes, there's a Google form where you're going to enter in all your confirmation.
Yeah. So that, because what happens if you don't do this, or your parents are busy tonight, or you forget, then we have to bug Mr. Chang, and he has other things that he needs to be working on besides trying to track you guys down and track your parents down. So please take care of it tonight. Let your parents know it's very important.
Yes.
And if they have any questions about it,
they can get more information here. This is just like kind of a breakdown of what they're signing. It's just kind of like the breakdown of policies and resources. And let's say for whatever reason, your parents are like, you know what, I want to terminate this contract. I don't want this. They can terminate this. This is valid for the next 4 years. If you're a senior, of course, it's only valid for the next year or so. But it's really awesome because that means you guys only have to submit a form once. So, yeah. And last but not least, once you guys have access to your student ID number for Foothill, you guys will have what's called My Portal. You will log into your campus-wide ID with your student ID number, and then for the first time, your password would be your date of birth. So 2 numbers for the month, 2 for the day, and 4 for the year. It'll have you reset your password to something that you feel more comfortable with. Please make sure you write it down. And here's where you can access, like, let's say your academic records, your final grades, as well as official transcript where you can order them, as well as parchment, but this is one of the locations that you can order. So please bear that. And then last but not least, my contact information. If there's any issues or there's something that you have a question about dual enrollment or Foothill College, I am happy to support you guys. In this process, we want to make sure that it's as smoothly as possible. So please, please, please do not hesitate to contact me for whatever reason that you might be struggling with or just need help with. Okay?
all right, any questions before we get started? Does everybody remember what to put? Yeah? Where do we go first? How close attention were you guys paying?
So we're going to go to foothill.edu/apply. If you have any questions, please raise your hand and I will help you out. Yeah, let's get to it.
Everybody clicks on the red button, and then it'll give you the option if you already have an application or you don't. But everybody clicks on that button. If you already have an account, you're gonna have to recover. Go back in. If you don't, if you've never made one, go right ahead.